said Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy.
Anal bum cover.
Okay, try back.
This is Welcome to Paradise Mission, Season 4, Episode 8, A Mad Tea Party. Welcome, friends, back to the game. When we last left off, Billy and Emily were acting stranger than usual. They mysteriously turned up in the in the greenhouse with you guys, and they were acting a little weird. But that was kind of set aside a little bit when you all suddenly stumbled upon the Ascendants, living a peaceful existence in a Gilligan's Island-esque village that they had constructed, where you were told by none other than Algernon that they had been there for 2 years, I believe. Was it 1 year or 2 years? Now I forgot. I think it was 2 years.
2 years.
Because of the time dilation of 1 day in the regular world equaling 1 year in this miniature world. You were invited to sit down with them. Joining you around the table were Claire and Gertie and Robbie and Terrence, formerly Refrigerator Terry, and then Anne joined. During the course of the meal, as conversations were happening, Algernon got pretty heated and yelled that there were imposters in the midst, and Emily and Billy went flying backwards off their chairs, landing on the ground. Emily and Billy. We are going to start with both of you suddenly, almost as if you have the wind knocked out of you. You feel as though somebody just punched you in the solar plexus. And you find yourselves lying on the ground, staring straight up, and in your periphery, you can see that there are others around you, but you're looking up at these incredibly tall trees that look very foreign. You have the disorientation that would accompany. You feel like you were somewhere else, but your memory is hazy of where you were, what was happening. I mean, you remember that the two of you had gone to investigate the greenhouse, and you remember finding the bee and the small electronics, and then suddenly you had flashes, and you had a couple flashes of visions that weren't quite making sense but involved the Nexus Lab, and you remember something about the Nexus Lab, but now it's as if you were violently woken up from a dream that you didn't even know you were having, and now here you are staring up into a sky that makes no sense, surrounded by people.
Is there anything like any kind of wall, anything I could put my back to?
No, there isn't actually. As you glance around, you see you're in a wide open space in the midst of a small makeshift village that looks very much like somebody watched a lot of Gilligan's Island and tried to replicate what they saw.
Well, I'll I'll pull myself up till like I'm wolf-like, so 3-point stance kind of situation, and I'm like desperately looking around, trying to like fixate on anything familiar, anything that I can gravitate towards to give me any kind of bearing, grounding, friends, anything. Like if I don't remember how I got here, what's going on, like I'm absolutely in like a
Roll a d10, Ted.
panic state.
Roll a d10.
D10. That's gonna be a 6.
You look around in confusion. It's like the camera's whip panning around, trying to settle in on something in your confusion. These rapid, if this were a TV show or movie, it's lots of rapid cuts between different faces. You can't lock onto them, and all of a sudden, you see somebody familiar, somebody you haven't seen in a while. But they're a familiar face as you look into the eyes, looking down at you, of Anne.
Oh.
So I will stand up. What is around her?
You see what looks like, again, with this, just picture in general this Gilligan's Island motif, but there's a large piece of like live edge wood that's sitting up with various pieces of bark and logs and things as chairs. It's laden with food, and sitting there on one of these seats looking down at you confused. Next to her is Claire and Gertie and Robbie and Terry, and also Rosie and Laz and Coop and Oak.
Technically, Rosie isn't sitting.
Thank you. I was about to point that out. I am standing. You tried to bully me into sitting, and I said no.
That's right. Rosie did not sit.
Thank you, Tamiko.
So I definitely like it's.
Oh, and you see Algernon.
There's probably a moment where like trying to get myself under control, like you can probably like hear me breathing, trying to not panic and freak out. If everybody else isn't, in it's fight time, go mode, whatever have you, then like I'm trying to not force that situation. But since I don't have any grounding as to what's going on, I kind of like I'll take a step back and try to gauge everyone's reaction.
Everyone's looking at you or on the other side of the table. They're kind of looking back and forth. Rosie seems very on edge. I believe Oak was kind of had his hackles up as well. And Algernon actually looks pretty red in the face.
If I remember, it's because I called him a rat straight to his face and then sat down at the table.
Emily, similar situation, except it's a slightly different perspective as you were on the other side of the table. But you're also laying on the ground, as flat on your back as your tail and alligator size will allow you. You're also starting to, just the same thing. If we were doing lots of rapid cuts with Billy, the same thing's happening with Emily as you're trying to make sense of where you are, and you're starting to see. For you, Emily, you're seeing a lot of familiar faces, and then you are seeing some faces that you've not seen before. Except maybe on briefing slides with Kestrel back at the base. I would say roll a d10 for you as well. Let's see who your eyes lock on.
Okay. I think as Emily falls, she I got a 3. She groans and she's like, I think I broke a scale, as she reaches underneath herself and she pulls out this broken snapped stem.
Oh,
like a flower stem, as she oh, ow.
You see the first person you sort of settle in on as the rapid disorientation starts to settle is you see Rosie standing, not sitting.
Yeah, I have my fist clenched, and I think upon this I do manifest my bat.
Okay,
Rosie.
I thought you were the Arthur meme, at the side,
No, it's-
fist clenched.
Well, that's my left hand. My right hand manifests my bat.
Rosie.
Yeah.
Your bat does not summon to your hand.
Oh no, that's a problem. Rosie, I will say, before she collects herself, this absence of her bat, her eyes flash panic. But then
You're like Thor on Asgard when he tries to summon Mjolnir and nothing's happening.
Exactly. It's and nothing appears, and it's rough. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Emily might notice that Coop's looking at her weird, because I was looking at Emily right before the thing happened. I'm not gonna say. And is the vibe still the same? Did Emily's demeanor shift?
I feel
It's a great question. I feel Coop would have good insight on
Do you need me
this.
to remind you on what vibe Coop was picking up on before?
That's a great question.
Yeah, do
Please.
remind me.
I think
on the
you should
vibe.
remind the audience. Of course, we all remember. But
Yeah.
What is it? When Claire Spicer came into the room, Emily stared daggers at Claire Spicer, and her emotions flicked between fear, surprise, and anger.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That is correct. So yeah, I think that there's no sort of insight roll necessary for you all to tell that whatever mood or attitudes, vibes that Emily and Billy were putting out prior to this incident, they are completely different. I would also point out, Coop, that it's as if somebody turned off the TV. The vibe sensation you were getting,
The fuzz is gone.
there's no vibe sensation. It's that sort of you have this sort of passive ability that's kind of always on. And it's one of those things you don't think about that much, that you're always sort of picking up on people's vibes. You kind of get used to it a bit until it's gone. And
Somebody
then you
put the earmuffs on.
Yeah.
Earmuffs.
It's like suddenly you don't pick up on that sensation at all.
Whoa.
For you, it's probably like somebody just took one of your senses. Your sixth sense, if you will. You can no longer see dead people.
Well, shit.
That got Ted.
Something's real different, y'all.
I love wordplay. That's always gonna register with me.
So, Algernon slammed his hands on the table as this happened, right?
He did, and that was at that same moment that they went flying backwards as he was yelling about imposters.
Trojan horse and shit.
Yeah.
So I think Laz is probably on his feet. The chair that he was sitting in kind of fallen over down on the ground back behind him. And reactively, he's got his hands pointed at him as if, he's ready to use his superpowers at him. The fuck is your problem?
I apologize. I lost my temper, but the situation has been remedied. Please. And he looks kind of to both sides of the table, both your group and the members of the Ascendants sitting around the table, and he says, please, help William and Emily to their feet.
Help them to their tootsies, please.
You tell me what the hell's going on?
I turn and help Emily.
These people.
I turn and help Emily, but I don't turn my back to Algernon. I keep my eyes on him.
Algernon has adjusted his tie and
Hate that. Hate it when villains. Oh my god.
And he is sitting. He takes a deep breath. Please help them, Terrence. And on the other side of you, Rosie, I think Terry will come around to help Emily to her feet as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm helping her up. It's like, what happened? Sorry, Billy.
Perhaps William and Emily can enlighten us.
So where, like, I was clearly knocked out of my seat. So who was I sitting between?
Man, I don't remember. I did not make a seating chart, so I don't remember who was
Emily
sitting.
was on my side of the table.
I know the two of you were on opposite sides. And I think Anne sat down next to you, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I'm going, if the chair is next to Anne, I will grab the chair and drag it and shove it anywhere else. I am not sitting next to her.
He's gonna pull a Tyrion Lannister.
Oh my god, that's a pull.
So if there is not a space to get in,
oh, there is.
I will just pull it off to the side, but I am making it clear that I am not sitting next to her.
This is a makeshift banquet/picnic table. Picture maybe a little bit along the lines of on a smaller scale in Hook, for those that have seen Hook.
Like a Bavarian.
I was thinking like full on Alice in Wonderland type of setup.
Well, that's just because I called this episode a Mad Tea Party.
Exactly.
It's causing subliminal imaging in your head.
Yeah, completely. I mean, I'm a Disney kid, so like.
Yeah, wait till you get a load of the White Rabbit sitting at the other end of the table. William.
So, all right, enlighten me. What is going on here? You know,
I was hoping you could enlighten the rest of us. Where were you?
The last thing I remember was being in the ship heading to the green room. And then someone punched me out of a chair.
There was also bees. I think Emily is not looking at Algernon at all and is like, as if Rosie had asked the question, is like talking to her.
And I kind of like turn to you and I'm like, bees? And I kind of like look at Billy. I'm like, so you don't remember like anything, like me wanting to sock her in the mouth? You don't remember that?
Sock who?
I mean,
well, who else? Anne.
Emily shrugs.
I mean, I'd think you'd want to do more than just that.
Yeah. Do you? And I kind of like look at Billy's eyes. Can I make insight check? Do I get the sense that he remembers that or doesn't remember that? Like, can I? Rosie can read people sometimes.
Billy is straightforward, and especially since well, I hate to be blunt, but since Jess's death, like, Billy is hiding nothing, is, you know, as forthcoming as possible on any forced interactions.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any need to make any kind of an insight check here. You're definitely seeing the shift in both of their demeanor. Like, they're even holding themselves. Their posture is different. It's quote unquote normal. You didn't necessarily notice it beforehand, except now you realize, wait,
Billy's been standing weird. Well, I would imagine like Billy does have like a pretty like, in this universe he comes from money, so his posture is like perfect, and new Billy was just like a kid, or like somebody doing an impression of a kid.
Since Billy became Moonstalker, he's guarded, defensive. Like the concept of like putting himself between the rest of you and whatever is a perceived threat is been his, if you want to use that term, vibe. You know, he's a guardian, if you will.
Yes.
You know,
so Rosie's confused by this, but she doesn't disbelieve you. Like, there has been that whole, and you mentioned it, I think, the last time we were together, the whole journey of Rosie learning, building trust with Billy again. And Rosie doesn't mistrust you here. She's just confused about what could have happened.
I mean, like, confusion is on my face. Like, I'm, you know, I'm not resting. Even when I'm sitting, I am prepared because I don't know what's going on. And generally speaking, Billy's pretty smart. He pays attention to a lot of things. And to be thrust in a situation where I don't know what is the protocol here, what is going on, he's thrown for a loop, and he's trying to desperately figure it out without giving away like the complete weakness of, yep, I'm clueless. Go ahead and screw me over here.
I look at Billy and I say, to catch you up to speed, Amnesia, 10 minutes ago, I tried to beat the living shit out of her, and I pointed at Anne, and said, and you stopped me, and it was you for sure. I look at Laz, I'm like, am I nuts?
No, not at all.
That happened, yeah.
And I turn to Algernon and I say, so, what the fuck just happened? Fill us in.
What about
please.
you, Emily? You've been awful quiet.
Emily still doesn't look at Algernon at all and is just kind of just like looking around at the others. And it and I think she doesn't even acknowledge, which might create like this like awkward tension, but like it's the equivalent to like someone whistling and like looking, or like when you know when a dog is like in trouble and doesn't want to acknowledge you and just kind of like looks like to the side. Yeah.
Very well. I will tell you.
But I think Emily interrupts Algernon actually.
Yeah.
And is going to look to Oak. There is these things on the bees. She's back to bees. She like
really bee focused.
They were like, it's like technology that I accidentally broke. Did you see any of that? Have you seen that?
Oak would nod in acknowledgement. Yeah, most likely that technology you saw, that's probably coming from, and he kind of like points in Gertie's direction. From Gertie.
Hi, I'm the one they call Gadget. Well, I used to. Those are mine. I call them Shrink. Subatomic harmonic reduction and inertial nullification kinetics.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I broke it.
Well, you...
Sorry.
Well, you maybe could break something like that, but it was the time dilation and the degradation. Technology doesn't seem to hold up to the time dilation in this place.
Can I ask something that's kind of a little bit bigger than the bees?
Well, here everything's bigger than the bees.
Hey,
All right.
Dork.
be nice,
So-
because bee friend's right there. You don't want to insult him.
So I don't know how this happened, and I'm kind of like gesture to like everyone sitting down at a table, and while there might be some elements of like Rosie not really sure what's going on, and Emily and I being knocked out of our chairs, am I reading the scene like, is everyone seeming like, oh, we're sitting down at tea, or is this like the hostile, like, bring everyone together before the battle type of situation?
I was going to answer that question, but I would rather everybody else at the table answer that question. Because you're all coming, you're all bringing a different vibe to this this
basically
meal.
like Thanksgiving with a really dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
That's pretty close to what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen the bear in that one episode?
There's
Yeah.
an angsty teen. And it's just like, oh my god, not again.
I think
Well-
that I think it does have a lot of that, but I also think that I think to a certain degree, Billy would see, like, especially on Oak's face, there is this tentative pressure that is there. Like, he's not taking his, even though he addressed Gertie, he's not taking his eyes off Algernon. And so you have this awareness that this is not a sit down friendly happy, like, we're hanging out for tea. This is a, hey, this guy asked us for essentially a parlay, and we're gonna sit down and listen to him. That was what the intention was. But of course, Oak came at it from a point of, you've lied to me specifically multiple times, so why would any of us take you on face value, and why would we do that? And that's when I called him a rat.
Oof.
And that's when the explosion happened. And so it's more along the lines of, I think you see that even though things seem to be on the surface, everybody's kind of being amicable, there's a deep-seated like tension that could pop off at any time.
Sure.
Mhm.
All right. Well, and there's probably only just a little bit of extra layers, in this, but I'll look to Algernon, since you've brought us all together here, and at least for now, and there's that hesitant pause, seeing if anybody is about to just immediately step up and start throwing down. Since for now we're talking, let's talk. And I'll point to, and I'm totally drawing blanks on all the names, but Bobby and I were friends, so like I look to Bobby,
Robbie.
trying to gauge what is his level of thinking. Billy has got so many different timelines and plot threads running through his brain. It's hard to keep everything straight, and I don't know whether anybody else on, let's say, the other side of the table, whether they get multiple timelines or they only remember whatever one they're currently in. So I point to Bobby. You and I
Robbie.
used to be Robbie Diamond. You and I used to be
I know
close.
you.
I don't know where we stand now. And I kind of gesture between, Oak and Gertie. guys had a thing. I think for the most part, there was relationships building, friendships, and whatever terminology you want to use all around the table. I'm completely not looking at or acknowledging Anne in any way, shape, or form.
Whose eyebrows go up when you mention relationships.
But I'm trying to be diplomatic here. So I'm led to believe that I'm shocked here because I honestly felt that battle lines were being drawn between us before there was any real chance to have conversation. And I'd much rather have conversation than the other.
I appreciate your pragmatism. Now, I would like to continue our discussion now that the interlopers have been dealt with. I will catch you up to speed a little bit. And in the interest of placing all of our cards on the table, you can put your hands down, Iron Man. As he looks at you, Laz.
Laz has just been standing there this whole time, like
he was like
electricity arcing through his.
Actually, nothing was arcing because Algernon says, for the time being, your abilities will not work. In fact, none of our abilities will work. Blind spot, and he turns over his shoulder, and you see the air shimmer.
Whoa!
And Meredith Haas appears.
Oh my! How's her hand? Blind Spot's a sick name. Oh my god.
But you said powers don't work.
Blind Spot here, or some of you may know her as Meredith, is generating a nullifying field that is interfering with all of our abilities. She, fortunately for her,
somebody
is not
just kind of
affected.
gestured at Emily and I and knocked us senseless.
Well,
I could get into the minutia of it, but I think it would be time wasted. Suffice it to say, William and Emily, your confusion is not misplaced. Up until a few moments ago, until I intervened, I believe you were being piloted by agents of the Nexus Project. In all likelihood, your consciousness was back in the Nexus laboratories.
Wait, are they like robots?
No.
Laz says, like recalling what happened to
Right.
him.
that's a good point.
Very quickly,
Never know.
Algernon dismisses that. No, they are themselves. Now, I have been trying for over 150 years to get your attention. If you
I am 14.
if you recall,
Oh.
back in 1855 on South Manitou Island,
Oh.
Mouse Collins, or O'Connor, repeatedly, at my request, was urging you to come visit me on the shipwreck. Or the friend... I forgot the name of the ship now. I was going to say the name of the ship, and I forgot the name of it.
It was the Evangeline.
Was it
No.
Was it the Fitzgerald?
It
No.
wasn't the Edmund Fitzgerald. Jake
No,
would never
it
forget
was
the Edmund
the-
Fitzgerald. Always
No, I
remember.
would never forget the Fitzgerald. It was the Francisco de Leon or something like that. I don't remember. The name of an
Hot.
actual shipwreck that's off the coast of South Manitou Island. I just suddenly forgot it.
This has been Michigan Facts with Jake.
yeah.
Welcome to MTD.
So, anyway, So it is very fortuitous for all of us that we are here to have this conversation. I will answer questions, and I will try to fill in some gaps. I intend to be as forthright with you as I can, which is why I have revealed Meredith here, and that she is keeping all of us. And you see very subtle glances towards Terry, Anne, and Claire in check. As he also looks around at some of you. Now, I could jump into some great expository discourse, but I would rather hear from you. I want to know what questions are pressing against you.
So, putting the cards out on the table, I feel like there's us, and I gesture towards like the six of us. There's you, and meaning like the other side of the table, and then there's the Nexus Project. None of what you've done, and I, look directly at Algernon, has been direct and forthcoming. You've been as secretive as the Nexus Project. So it makes it a lot harder to kind of figure things out, especially when you were trying to convince me to deal with them. And I indicate, my allies, my friends. I want to know, what is your plan? What are you looking to gain? And why are we such a threat?
William Stapler, you have the wisdom of a much older man.
I'm as smart as can be. I'm a D20, dude.
That sounded creepier than I intended it to, but
No.
as I said it, I'm like, oh.
He's not a man at all. He's a boy, a wolf boy.
Anyway.
I might be 15, but we've lived the same year for, it seems like, for years.
We've all grown and gotten smarter.
I understand what you are saying. I was a very different man during those times. Since then, I have traversed time and space for the better part of 30 years. And some of you may not remember, but previously I did describe that Algernon is visibly older than when you first saw him before.
Yes, Algernon.
Did say
we
that.
know.
Algernon,
Okay.
of course.
Algernon, that's right. I forgot about the
Agernon.
nicknames.
Like both of them.
I do not say that to excuse my past behaviors, but I will say that my goals and my motivations have changed over the years. Currently, my goals are to free us from the Nexus Project entirely.
I have a question.
Yes, Kenneth.
You
Kenneth.
were, you were older Algernon when you smashed our portal that we were using to collect keys so we could defeat the Nexus Project, right? Why'd you smash our stuff, man?
Yeah, what he said.
Fair question. You are being sent on a wild goose chase. There were no keys.
We literally found keys.
The keys themselves, whatever objects you found, yes, you have them. They don't actually do anything beyond whatever physical space they operate and or occupy, and whatever it is that you've discovered that they can do. It was a fool's errand to keep you moving through the portal so that the Nexus Project could track you. They were trying to isolate where you were. Where we were. Believe it or not, when I destroyed the gate, it was to protect you.
When you had all your goons try to kill us?
Which
Is
time?
that also just a misunderstanding?
Which goons?
All the chuckleheads you got sitting at this table. They jumped us. They tried to kill us before we had a chance to even realize what was happening.
One of them did more than try, and I shoot a
Yeah.
dirty look at Anne again.
One of them is a murderer.
You do see a little bit of acknowledgement in a subtle movement of the head when you say that one of them is a murderer. But Algernon appears genuinely confused about what you're saying.
When Anne killed her sister.
I'm aware of that. What I'm having trouble understanding is what you are talking about, Lazarus. When did myself and the others here try to jump you?
You don't remember? You guys were flinging magic everywhere. Terry flipped over a fucking van.
It was out at the Stapler house. He jumped us. He came out of nowhere.
It was right before we had to go into hiding.
Actually, wasn't that at the outside of Atkins' house?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, a lot of
When you
mansions
guys
in
came
Paradise.
out of the
My bad.
the
Yeah,
Adams house.
yeah. A lot. Yeah. Da-da-da-da.
Um,
A lot of scary. A lot of scary houses.
Hang on. I'm sorry, it takes me a while to remember things because I'm slow. That can't be right though. Who do you think was sending us portal hopping? For no reason. Because it was Dr. K who told us about all of this.
and who has Dr. K spent a very large number of years working for? The Nexus Project.
But Oak would never fucking betray us.
That wasn't the one you call Oak. That was not your Orson that's sitting here at the table.
But it's him in, like, you know, I don't know, 50 years or something.
There's
Side note,
more.
this whole time, Rosie's making a face like she's like understanding. She is understanding very little of this. Rosie is like really just trying to stay locked in, but
Yeah,
just a lot of it is going
I
right
think
over. her
Emily's
head.
making the same face as Rosie is.
Emily has an excuse. She
The
wasn't
two
there.
of them are just like
Rosie's just
like
like,
a tennis
yeah.
match, like looking back and forth, like
Yeah.
Vague nodding.
It,
Yeah.
it just goes to the two of them, and they're just.
Anyways, I don't
How
think it
about
matters.
this? I know the one person is suppressing powers. Does that function with our strengths? Does that block that?
Your strengths are character aspects.
All right.
Those are
so
not
if
superpowers.
Okay, so can I use a pop and ask is Algernon genuine in this conversation? I suspect that there's layers, but like is this a okay, I've done some mistakes, but I legitimately want to be your ally here.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. One second. Things are acting up. Come on, man. It's so anticlimactic when... There we go. So, Algernon is genuinely confused at Laz's accusations. And you actually see the others at the table looking around like, what? Me? In fact, Robbie's like, who, me? When you accuse them of slinging magic and trying to... Terry looks a little like, maybe does a little bit of a subtle arm flex when you say that he flipped over a bus. But I will say that in answer to your question, Algernon seems very sincere, but as you said, there are layers. He's as sincere as a person sitting at a poker table, trying to keep a poker face, but is legitimately there for the purposes of the game. I feel like that's an honest answer to your question.
Okay. All right. So I take a moment as I'm hearing this kind of back and forth, and I see this moment of confusion, and there is a second where Billy takes lets out a long breath, and you can see like the tension. He's ready to move, and he kind of lets that go. And to anyone who's paying attention, who knows Billy is going to see that subtle shift. It's not huge, it's not loud, but it's the tantamount of, okay, I sheathe my sword. All right, so
I am
genuinely don't seem to remember.
I am very concerned by what you claim that we have done, Lazarus.
Okay, I'm not going to bandy about with words, so don't do things like you claim. All that's going to do is invoke hostility. Everyone sitting at this table has been through multiple timelines, things being rewritten and rewritten and rewritten by, I'll tantamount to put it out there, our joint enemies. If you are being sincere, and it sounds like you are, that you are against the Nexus Project as we are, then the words you say matter. The elements that we are dealing with, I can recall the same day that has been lived over several times. I started the first year of my junior year or sophomore year, whatever it was. I would say the right thing. Ted's just flummoxed.
I don't know. I feel like Billy's flummoxed too.
I did the first day of the school year over and over. I've relived hardships. We've had times that don't make sense. So what we've experienced and what a lot of you have experienced, sometimes the brain is just not able to handle all of the changes, and it's easier just to go with the one timeline. And I know that I've experienced more than that. I have those memories and have to sift through. We've traveled through time backwards and forwards and left ways and sideways. What year did Willy Wonka come out? Was it like?
I swear to God, I was just thinking of that when you.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think
they
was like in
stole
the
it from Billy.
60s or 70s, wasn't it?
67, like
Sideways and square ways and back ways.
Then I would totally like throw in a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with the the glass elevator reference. There's there's no two ways about it. So if you wish to truly call allies, then you have to accept that that's truth. So there are going to be elements that are a little confusing and a little trying, and that just have to be accepted.
I have an unrelated question. Is there food on this table?
Yes, there has
We
been
were sitting
food
down
this
for
whole
dinner.
time.
Rosie is very quietly and trying to be subtle about eating like something. It's like a little cake.
There's a lot of like there's grain-based foods.
Bread.
So like breads and like things like that, and there's a lot of vegetable. I don't know. I struggle with that word.
There's
vegetables, I believe you call them.
Yes, there's vegetables.
And there is some meat on the table.
We gotta like a charcuterie board.
Immediate distrust of that statement.
You don't know when it happened, but you look over at Rosie and she has a pretty good pile of variety food on her plate.
Do we got like a charcuterie board?
Yes.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Billy, are you saying that we should join forces with them against Nexus?
I want to. I've said what I've said, and I'm waiting for his or their reply.
Jake, what does Emily know of like Algernon's motivations, I guess?
I will
Since
say
she knew him.
I will say that what you know is based on the Algernon that you were in the Nexus laboratories with.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will say that what you remember is a individual who, like when you see Algernon as he's presenting himself now, calm demeanor, trying to be the smartest person in the room and trying to essentially, whether he is or not, trying to look like he's holding all the cards, you are seeing a facet of what you saw when he was in the labs. Algernon that you knew was also very unstable. He was prone to outbreaks of anger. He was also very opportunistic, often looking for any lapse in security to attempt some sort of breakout. Or to in some way or other get the upper hand against the Nexus project. I would say you probably roll me, I don't know, pick any die and roll it and tell me what number comes up.
Okay, I rolled a D6. I got a 5.
Algernon is personally responsible for the hospitalization of 5 people on the Nexus project.
Who isn't responsible for a little hospitalization at the Nexus
I mean,
project?
I would say,
what's a little physical assault between
and I
friends?
would say of those 5 people, 3 of them were in critical condition. Directly because of Algernon's outbursts.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Emily like probably looks at Algernon like with a lot of fear.
Do I pick up on Emily's discomfort? She's
I
sitting
think
right next to me.
I'm picking up, if I'm reading what you're saying, it's Emily has that sort of little bit of PTSD trauma response to Algernon. Like, this is a person that you have seen lose their temper. You've seen what happens. You've seen the real them, or you've seen their other aspects, and you know that it's only a matter of time, or if the wrong thing is said or done, that it can set them off.
Well, and if you'll let me elaborate
Yeah.
too, I think as well, Algernon has also seen Emily at her worst.
Yeah.
Because Emily is an alligator and is monstrous, can be monstrous.
Emily's death rolled at least one person.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
be real.
I was being serious about the like. I think there's
Yeah,
been
who
many
hasn't put some?
hospitalizations.
Right.
You know,
Nobody talks about intern Joey anymore.
He got too close.
No, but he got a plaque. It's on a green door
Yeah.
with a brass handle and a brass plaque.
in memory.
In memoriam, Joey.
So I think there's like almost like a weird like, I don't want to say like a trauma bond, but like it's like, you know, hanging out with someone who you were not your best self with, or you have a lot of
Yeah.
regrets, and then you see them again,
Yeah.
and you're like immediately brought back to. So it's not just Algernon, but I think it's like what he represented for Emily before. So I think there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of uneasiness, especially since the team is like seemingly like leaning towards and I think Rosie would pick up on all of that, just like this like
It's like an
stiffness.
energy coming off of and Rosie doesn't really know how to help. I think Rosie would probably like put a little meat on your plate. That's like her best attempt at like giving you comfort, and I think she does like put her hand on your shoulder and like give you a squeeze, but that's like all she can subtly offer in this situation.
Honestly, I think Emily would like notice it, look down, you'd see like a little smile, and maybe like a little tooth comes out as like Emily smiles.
One little
tooth as she like takes the meat, and you just see her very carefully put it into her like jaw and just like
Win.
jump.
Let's go. Perfect. It's aphid. It's pretty good. Awesome. Love it.
But yeah.
But I make a mental note too that Emily is still very clearly like uncomfortable with Algernon, and frankly so is Rosie. So like I don't know that I'm in for the allyship here.
I think after
I could be convinced, perhaps.
I think after a little bit of everybody, I wanted to try to let every other person kind of get their questions out and hear
in that case.
everybody else's
I think Coop has some questions.
Yeah,
Coop's got some shit.
Coop is my
I've made a list.
executive reporter. Coop is my executive reporter. All right, kid, go ahead.
Coop takes a notebook out of his thing.
His Blue's Clues.
Yes, Mr.
notepad.
Algernon, real quick, a question please from the Times.
So Coop says, look, I'm not saying I'm on board or not on board with whatever's going on here, but I've got a couple of conditions. You know so much. You know why we didn't go talk to you on the island back then, right?
I do not.
Okay. The reason that we didn't talk to you, we were going with Mouse. We were on our way to talk to you, even though a couple of us really didn't want to. And then Mouse freaked out, stopped, a sinkhole opened up underneath us, and trying to get out of the sinkhole, Jess got shot, and then Rosie saved her, and then Rosie was dying, and the only way to save Rosie was to leave 1855 or wherever the heck it was. We were on our way to talk to you. So I never want to hear your guilty shit about us not talking to you ever again, because we haven't had an opportunity since.
Well, I appreciate your candor. I must say, while I have been keeping my eye on you as much as possible over the years, contrary to what some may believe, I do not have eyes everywhere, and I am not omnipotent or omnipresent. So, I was aware of the shooting incident. I was aware that you had left 1855. I was not aware that you were on your way to meet me. So that is new information.
Okay, and my next thing is, I don't know what happened, but your handy people need to get together and figure out a solution to get Befriend his flight back.
Yeah. Befriend's been real good to us. We owe him that.
He kind of raises an eyebrow at that, and then he looks over at Claire and Gertie and just says, "Will you two please tend to the Befriend?" And Gertie looks excited. Claire shrugs. Sure. We'll do the best we can. Are there other grievances or questions that you would like to lay out?
I mean, I have grievances because you did a real number on my sister, man. She's been trying to kill us in every single timeline I can think of until Oak cut her loose. But no, those are my conditions.
In Rosie's head, she's just got... I don't know if Coop can read Rosie's mind right now, but you just hear, hell yeah, Coop, hell yeah, Coop, hell yeah, Coop, over and over. Damn! Right, our powers don't work. Shit! Well, if you could, that's what you would hear.
I think Oak, knowing that his powers don't work, like, knowing that it's literally just going to be a conversation, I think Oak starts off with, okay. Well, let's... If you want this to be ground zero for an alliance, very well. Rather than a Marvel Civil War, we will have an alliance and we'll join together. Sure, right? Here's the thing. I need to hear from you a couple of things. One, you keep saying repeatedly, specifically you, that you need me. As in, at the end of the day, if every single one of my friends at this table were to be gone, they're expendable in your eyes. Is that
Please,
what I'm hearing?
I will allow you to continue, but please do not put your deductions into my mouth. I did not say that.
Need me.
But I did not say at the expense of everyone else.
Okay. Well, thank you. That means
Truth be told,
Mhm.
one of you is invaluable.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Thank you for saying so. You see this 12-year-old seems to, like, just try to take on adult as best as physically can. He kind of, like, sits up in his chair and, like, he's been eating from time to time, but he goes, okay, step 2. If we're going to work together, then I need to understand, are you going after just the Nexus project, or are you going after, oh god, I wonder if I say his name.
Indawa?
Well,
Don't
Indawa,
say it out loud. You could manifest him.
Indawa
like
might be,
Candyman.
yeah, but Indawa might be an option. Maybe, I don't know. Do you even know about Indawa, Algernon?
Or are you talking about the bearded he who must not be named?
I'm talking about
Does Coop say that? Or
No,
is that
Nico said it.
Tamiko?
That's
he who.
Did I use the Coop
Oh.
voice?
No, I mean, yeah, like, I need to know who your enemy is, because currently we got a lot on the board, and you were one of them up until right now. And so I need to kind of see where your head's at going forward. You want to take on the Nexus project, I'm right there with you. Because truthfully, if I could tell 50, 60-year-old me not to get involved with them in the first place, I wouldn't have. Okay? But that's where we're at now.
For clarification, Dr. K was 35. You guys have made him, you've aged him up a lot.
No,
Have you ever spoken to a teenager before?
True.
Yeah, no. Thing beyond 32 is ancient.
Ancient, right?
Sorry,
So, in
I'm
his eyes-
53, so maybe I'm a little sensitive to this.
No, but
Yeah.
in his eyes, he's like, that ancient guy, that guy's not this 12-year-old, okay? That guy is not this 12-year-old.
Once you hit over 30, someone who was like more than double your age, it's like,
I'm not gonna know that guy. In every iteration, that guy changes. Every iteration. So, my question to you is, me now, all of our kids now, we want the Nexus gone too. That's a given. I think we all want the Nexus gone for numerous reasons. So if you want the Nexus gone, I'm there for that. But I need to know, one, why you want, what is your goal, Algernon? What is your goal in all of this? And then two, is it just the Nexus project, or is there a bigger slice of the pie that you are aiming after? Is there a larger enemy outside of that you're looking at? Because right now, I'm telling you that a larger enemy has their eyes on us. So if we help you with this, will you help us with that?
I would like Oak and anybody who's paying. So in a conversation, a situation like this, imagine yourself at this table. Who are you watching? Are you watching Oak as he's talking, or are you watching Algernon for his actions, his responses? If you are watching Algernon, I want you to roll a brains check. And I want you to roll a brains check as well, Oak.
Do I get any
That's what
kind
I'm
of
talking
bonus
about.
because one of my senses is gone, so one of the other ones goes into hyper
That's
I'm
not,
kidding.
not quite how it works.
Okay.
Dang it.
Two.
Every media thing says that's how it works. So
Coop's eating and not paying attention.
Wow, this
Jeez.
was great.
God.
oh damn!
oh
right.
my god. For the record,
I got half of that. Oak.
Chad is competing against himself for the highest roll.
Yeah,
of the game.
we've got a roll of 6. We've got a roll of 2.
He's like Katie Ledecky in the world of swimming.
I got a 19.
Ted got a 19, which is high. Oak, what did you roll?
So I rolled a 39 because I got a nat 20 on the first roll and then a 19 on the second.
The lucky break / exploding dice pay off yet again. So Oak and anybody, actually it sounds like Billy was the only other one because you got a 19. Those that were paying attention saw that I rolled a 17 on a d20. When you mention this other person, Billy and Oak, you realize it's the equivalent of if you were playing poker, you just accidentally showed your hand, or at least some of your cards, to your opponent. You recognize in Algernon's brief micro expressions, you just gave him a piece of information that he did not have.
I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Like, we're not, like, sure, there is an element of playing poker, but if we legitimately,
You gotta thump your
Oak
chest
said
when you
is
have a good,
valid.
yeah.
It's like, if you want us on your side, this is the cost.
Right. We have a bigger enemy at the end of all of this, in our eyes. If we help you here, will you help us with that?
Whatever enemies that you have beyond the Nexus Project can be dealt with after we've dealt with the Nexus Project. And if we are in a position to be able to help you with this unnamed mystery player, then we will do so to the best of our ability. Now, I would like to give you some pieces of information. In relation to some of the questions you've had, it sounds as though, rightly so, some of you, if not all of you, are extremely frustrated at the manipulation, some of which I take full credit for, and I do so not proudly. But you have been at the whim of the Nexus Project, seemingly since you stepped foot into Paradise, Michigan. At every turn, they have been changing the game. Imagine if you sat down to play a game, and every time you started to play a card, move a chit, play a domino, or move a checker, move your king, or your queen, or your castle, the game changed. I can understand your frustrations. The Nexus Project has been manipulating all of us from the beginning. There are certain things that I cannot tell you, because I don't yet fully understand the ramifications that such knowledge will do, but what I will tell you, and I think you may have some indication, that the Nexus Laboratories in Paradise, Michigan are not the only Nexus Laboratories.
California.
Palo Alto.
Right? Yeah. That's where that fucking hand came from.
As much...
Dude.
Good call
As
back.
much as
Thank
you
you.
have concerns about Dr. Devin Sharp and Director Ashley Raven, and he says these names with a little bit of venom in his
Spit.
voice.
Nice. Nice.
The Eminence.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
Very
an
good.
SAT
Yes.
word, Ted.
I like words like that.
That's a great word.
Know that Director Ashley Raven's direct counterpart in Palo Alto, California is Rebecca Smith.
Becky. Oh my god.
I don't know who that is.
I know. It's like I look at Coop and I'm like, I do. It was yeah. We'll talk later.
Have we heard that name before?
I think Jessica shared at
Yeah.
least with Rosie about Becky.
Algernon
It's
just
her
says...
dad's new fling.
Algernon just says... Rebecca Smith was Jessica's stepmother.
It was her dad's new fling. They weren't married yet.
Oh, they are married now.
Becky.
Gross.
And you were right.
All right. How about this? Why are if we're guinea pigs of this project, why are all of these Nexus agents connected to our families?
I can only answer part of that question now. And that is, you are not guinea pigs. Guinea pig insinuates that you are an experiment. You are not an experiment. You are the project. If Nexus Laboratories is our enemy, we are the project in Nexus Project. We are their sole subject. We are the focus of everything they have been doing. And while you were correct, Orson, that it was you that we wanted here, it is not at the expense of the others. Each of you plays an important part in the Nexus Project's overall goals, which I must admit that even I am not fully aware of. And though I know it was extremely painful, and I am truly sorry that it happened, know that when Jessica was killed, it had a domino effect at the Nexus Project. It set them back. If I had to hazard a guess, what you claim, I apologize, not what you claim, what you say happened, and I do believe that you believe we attacked you. I believe it was the Nexus Project exacting desperate measures in the wake of Jessica's death. I can assure you, neither myself nor any of those here ever attacked you in such a manner as you described.
I look back and forth between him and Anne.
Anne has her head down. From the moment he mentioned Jessica's death, her head has been down. In fact, Anne very much looks like she wants to leave. Like if you were all in a different situation, Anne would have got up and left the room, but there's no room to leave. But she very much is staring, even picking idly at the bark on the live edge of this table.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point I'm also looking kind of over at Anne. Rosie's really picking up on energies tonight, and this is definitely one she's got her eye on.
Our first goal is to get to the moon. This was the reason for our initial infiltration, ourselves essentially pulling a Trojan horse on your ship. We unfortunately did not account for the time dilation. It was not something that we foresaw. Believe me, with as much time as I have spent moving back and forth throughout time, as you seem to also be able to relate to, I would not have chosen to spend the last 2 years living in the greenhouse of your ship. Indawa Aki, I am very much aware of.
Rosie shifts in her seat.
She does what?
Shifts, you dick, in her seat.
I was like, what?
Rosie shits her pants. It's a hell of a memory.
I just need to know how. I want to make sure I'm reading the right response from Rosie.
She
Get my brown pants.
Shifts in her seat.
Thank you for that over enunciation clarification.
You're so welcome.
Indawa Aki is a problem. I don't fully... Indawa Key still remains a mystery to me. I don't fully understand why it was created. But I do know that it is a creation of the Nexus Project in their laboratories on the moon.
Really? Wow.
It's
And
all
I
connected.
believe that Indawa Aki is... I don't know how many of you know about computers, but it is a piece of malicious software. It is intended to be a sort of sentient watchdog. It is a piece of the puzzle I am still trying to determine.
Well, if you got any questions, I'm always here. And Rosie takes a hard bite out of some aphid meat.
What you think is aphid is actually grasshopper.
No shit. Well, it tastes like chicken.
Grasshopper is extremely high in protein.
Yes, it is. Rosie is sensing that, and she's like logging ideas for when we go home.
Getting all 6 drumsticks, all 6 drumstick legs, and being like, yeah.
Bro, the macros are insane.
I mean,
don't knock it till you've tried
exoskeletons, but
When you try a large grasshopper,
if you can get past the consistency,
It's probably
it is fire.
I feel like the grasshopper is probably closer to like crab because you have to crack the shell.
Yeah, bro.
Make it like peel and eat grasshopper.
Dip it
Yeah.
in some butter. Forget about it,
Served with a
Yeah,
side
I
of
got that at
mealworms.
dude. I am in.
hell yeah.
I am rather pleased to hear that you are willing with conditions to ally yourselves with us.
I think Oak looks at that.
But I also sense your hesitation, Orson.
Man, let me just start by saying, like, you realize that us just sitting down at the table is a massive test in trust right now. So we've already taken that step by sitting here with you.
To sum it up a little bit easier, we've already been through so much and have already had our trust broken, shattered, destroyed by everyone who's tried to say, we're doing this for you and we want to help you out. Our patients have been pushed to the limits. For kids, for adults even, probably. We've been through more than anyone really should have any right to be put through.
Oak looks at Algernon.
We're willing to give it a try because we cannot just keep having enemies.
I know what they did to a lot of... I know what they did to my friends, Algernon, but I don't know what they did to you.
Yeah,
So,
I heard something like a bunch of you, like grown-ups, were experimented on and everybody died except you.
so what's your story, Algernon? Maybe if you tell your truth, then maybe it'll help us be more on board.
If my story were collected in the comic books you so love, it would be an omnibus collection. Suffice it to say that while I do count the Nexus Project as my primary enemy, they are also my Genesis. I do not give them that credit as a way of forgiving them in any manner, but I know that each one of you has been through traumas at the hands of the Nexus Project.
And you.
And me. I will not pretend that I played any small part in some of the things you have experienced over multiple iterations and the course of more than 150 years of time travel. And whatever else the Nexus Project has put all of us through. But remember that trust is a thing that goes both ways, and all of you have been through so much that your trust is being given with a large number of conditions, and I feel as though your trust can be lost for the subtlest of reasons. It is a tenuous alliance at best.
You do count a murderer of one of our former members in your collective.
We lost one, you didn't.
Algernon,
Algernon,
my friend,
hold on for a moment.
yeah,
I want to
go
check
ahead,
something
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Yep, I apologize.
Ooh. Algernon loses his cool for one moment.
Yep.
As he says, "You do not know what I have lost."
Maybe we don't care what you have lost. We've all lost something, and some of us have lost shit because of you. My friend Oak is trying to give you a way out. Make us feel bad for you, man. Tell us what you have been through, and maybe we can forgive you. Right now, and I kind of like look over at Anne again. I glance, and I would just say, right now it's a tall order. Okay? I hope you can respect that.
You
I like
want
that.
to hear
Another
my
question.
story, which means, Emily, you've told them nothing.
It was not my story to tell.
I suppose I respect that, and you for that.
So I get up and I go to Rosie when she, has an outburst, and I kind of like just calmly put my hand on your shoulder.
You feel that it's tight.
Yes. There's no. I'm not trying to hold you down. I'm not trying to squeeze. It is just. It's letting you know someone is there, and maybe it's not my place, but
You feel it get less tight.
we're straying. As far as I'm concerned, I'm already offering up this layer of trust. Yes, we're on edge. Yes, we have been through a lot. And I don't think anyone here is saying, Algernon, that you haven't suffered, that you haven't lost. And I don't think you're trying to say that we haven't. The aspect of our adversaries, our enemies, whatever terminology you want to thrust into this situation, is looking to be able to divide us in probably more ways than we're even aware of. Subtle things can easily nudge the dice of fate and cause altercations to happen where they weren't going to be before. I'm not thrilled about these prospects, but as I stated, we cannot make enemies of everyone and hope to succeed. There's an aspect of camaraderie, relationship, friendship, whatever it was, with everyone here at some point in time with someone else here. We don't have to forget the past. We don't have to forgive the past. But in order to work together, we have to accept this situation as it is and move forward. And while, yes, I bear pain, and he momentarily falters but forces through. Yes, I bear pain from what we've gone through, but if we don't push past it, if we just keep gnawing at that wound, it's not gonna get better. And I'll look to, like I can't. I'm not gonna bend over and look in Rosie's face, but I'll look to the rest of us, and I'll just give your shoulder like just the gentlest of squeeze, to like trying to convey to the five of you that like I'm here for you, but we need this help.
I think Billy, under your hand, you feel Rosie's shoulders like rise and fall, like she takes a deep breath. She doesn't get any like she loosened up a little bit right when you put your hand on her shoulder, but she doesn't loosen up a ton more.
Sure.
Her head is still turned. No, of course not. Of course not. She's still pretty laser focused on Algernon, but you can tell that she's like gonna try, like for your sake.
So when I look through to each of you and like trying to crack the I can't say the shell, but the scales of Emily, like I haven't really connected with her yet, but I look to each of you in turn. Like, do you say anything? Do you kind of give me any kind of look back?
Yeah, I think Laz absolutely meets Billy's gaze and just kind of gives him one of those, like, chin nods of affirmation. Like, I've got you.
Yeah.
Whatever the group reacts, he then is going to, force through each of the others as well. And most of the other side of the table is like he's nonplussed by. He doesn't have any kind of relationship with Gertie. Like, he knows that, Claire and some of the others have got some issues, but some of their issues are with Anne more so than the rest of us, whether they know it or not. But I'll look to every single one of them, including making eye contact with Anne. If she's looking up. I don't know if she's still looking down or not.
She senses you look towards her, and she kind of looks up, very surprised to see you looking at her. And she hesitantly lifts her head and holds your gaze for a moment.
Do any of them kind of give any kind of nod of acknowledgement or smile? Like, do they react to the message I'm trying to convey of like, we need to, for at least for the now, we need to move past whatever animosity is there to be a proper team? Is there any kickback, I should say, I guess?
None of the others are putting up any resistance. They're all kind of looking from you to Algernon, and a couple of them are looking at Oak. And Algernon takes a deep breath. I have to say, you have surprised me the most, William. Again, your pragmatism is greatly appreciated. Orson, I was not expecting you to be so willing to lay down swords, though I sense you are still very hesitant.
You would be correct. Also, it really wouldn't have mattered, would it? Because immediately, as soon as I sat down, you already had our weapons removed. If I'm not correct.
As you understand, I could not take any chances.
Of course you could.
And I will be forthright with you. When I said that we were putting all our cards on the table and I introduced Meredith here as my insurance, I have been holding an ace up my sleeve. Because I did not expect you to be so forthright. Claire. He simply says Claire's name, and she stands up and she walks away from the table across the space about 20 feet or so, and she walks up to one of the Gilligan's Island style shacks and the door, which is kind of made of bamboo and this sort of woven leaf pattern, like a rattan door, I guess. She kind of leans against it and she just gives it a knock, like this. Like she's leaning with her back and she just kind of knocks on the door. And the door, you see it just kind of creaks open a little bit. And she just kind of looks in to whoever's in there and just kind of goes, motions with her head. The door opens. Oak, which one of your sisters walks out of that door?
Oh, dang. Okay. Wow.
Is it Holly or is it Bree?
Oh, I think the one that hurts more. I mean, as much as it would hurt,
Of course, pick the one that hurts more.
As much as no, like I think that is it. Is he's picking me? Chad is picking the one that would hurt more, and I think in this moment, it's not his younger sister; it's his older sister. So Bree is the one that comes out, and I think that rocks Oak, because as far as he was concerned, timelines lining up the way they are, she shouldn't even she shouldn't exist, because if she does exist, and I don't know about how this timeline works yet, so I haven't seen her in this yet, so I think that's just throwing me off. I know that we solved the Persephone issue, but with this is really rocking me. So I think you see.
Yeah, I believe the last you saw either of your sisters was when you, as you say, solved the Persephone problem, and you saw the car accident that never happened, and you saw your family driving around the bend and into the distance.
Right. So I haven't even seen her in this iteration. So this is all new to me. I didn't even know that was possible. So, yeah, I think he's just like his mouth goes agape a little bit and just
You can go to her if you wish.
He shakes his head, blinking, and yeah, you watch as he just scoots his little chair back, drops off, and immediately like goes to hug her, and even just attempts to hug her, because like if this is the Bree that he believes she is, that'll be received in a warm, reciprocating way.
Remind us, because I remember. How old is
Yes.
Bree again?
So Bree would have been about 16.
Okay.
Because Oak is 12.
So
She's about 16.
She's definitely taller than you, and she kind of, I imagine this is probably a very familiar sight to you as you come running up to her, that she kind of she drops down to a knee and embraces you, and she gives you a full-on hug. And she whispers in your ear, "I'm sorry."
Oh, Esther, send their regards.
That's all she says.
Oh no.
I think Oak like crying because he hasn't seen his sister in like forever, right? So he's just like, he wipes his tears away and he goes, "No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. It's okay. It's okay."
She takes your hand. She stands up.
Here.
And she kind of pulls and she starts to lead you over back to the table.
Why are you?
As you approach the table,
Wait! Before they get to the table, Coop
Pause.
turns to talk to one of his friends and realize none of his friends are there because it was just him and Oak at this side of the table. So Coop turns to refrigerator Terry and goes,
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Terry just goes, "I don't know."
Well, shit.
And
Doesn't she live
as
here?
what'd you say?
Doesn't she like live here with you?
As you walk, or as Coop, nope, dang it, I did it. I went almost
Yes!
an entire
It's
section
happened!
without
is destiny.
without a name mix
It
up.
is-
Who got a
it is
bingo from
destiny.
that?
Not me.
Gosh.
I have been so close to so many bingos for a while, but I haven't gotten one.
As they walk towards the table, Oak, you feel a shift in Bree's grip on your hand. Just almost like she's changing position. And the rest of you watch. This is very much almost like Mystique in X-Men. As her entire image just goes, and you see Katie McCauley, your best friend, Rosie, from Paradise Academy,
No!
walking forward, and she looks over at Algernon, and she goes, "I got it." Immediately, I need,
I
in
haven't seen
particular,
Katie in a minute.
I need Coop to make a grit
Oh.
check.
confused.
So confused. Okay.
Your confusion is by design.
Yes! I got it.
My gritty is a 5.
Coop, you get a sudden, like, vertigo sensation as all of your senses immediately, that extra sixth sense just comes pouring in. And Algernon stands up and says, The game has changed once again. I'm sorry it went this way. And all of them, every single one of them phases out completely.
Wait, them like the Ascendants?
Yes.
Fuckers. Oh, that's bad.
So he was deceiving, and he was not genuine in the wanting to be allies.
Certainly.
So here's what I'll
not.
say. Here's what I'll say about that. Because you used an ability, a strength,
Right.
and you spent a pop, and I answered that truthfully.
Yes, but the core question was like is he genuine in trying to be allies?
The core question was, is he being genuine? And I answered that he's definitely holding things back. And that there were layers to it.
I mean, it's over and done with.
So
now,
let me put this in a way, just because I want to make sure that you guys are, and especially because you used an ability, I want to make sure that you're reading this in the way it's intended, which is Algernon was sincere in his desire to ally, but Algernon also came to this game with aces up his sleeve, and he in this moment seems to have made a decision to go with his original game plan rather than trust, because before this started to unfold, he was telling you that he's not convinced.
I completely disagree.
Can we get a refund?
He's not giving. I don't need the refund back for the pop. Like, you know.
No, I'm
it's
going to Karen
more-
this. I demand a refund.
No, because his sincerity to ally has not changed. Your belief in his
100%
sincerity.
disagree. If he wanted to be an ally, whatever just happened, there would be a discussion and we would be able to move forward. But the fact that someone says, "I've got it," and everybody flees, that is immediately.
I would also like to point out
mistrust.
that you're reacting to what happened, and I haven't finished narrating the scene.
Okay, all right.
So this is kind of like pausing the movie, which I'm hearing. I'm hearing what you're saying, and yeah. So where did we? They phased
phasing
away. They immediately all phased away. For the next couple of moments, in character, I would like to give you an opportunity to react. And then I have more to the scene. Because it is now just the six of you here.
All right. So, are we still at this tea party thing?
Yeah.
We're all still where we were,
So,
right?
Is the food gone? Is the table gone?
No,
Like,
only the
okay.
Ascendants
All right.
left.
Okay.
All right. So I will immediately, because I was standing behind Rosie, when all this, when this happened, and there wasn't any further movement that I did. So I'm assuming I'm still right there. So I will literally scream and punch the table, trying to break whatever something that's there, a plate, a dish, something. I feel like I held back all of my rage, all of my frustration to try and approach this diplomatically, and yet again it was all thrown back entirely in my face. They have fled, they have stolen something from us, and it just says, "Oh, I should have just raged all over and punched this dude in the face until his skull is broken out and bleeding in front of me."
I call that the Rosie method.
All right, so Kiri, I think you left the table as I was saying. In the aftermath of them leaving, we're taking a couple moments for all of you in character to react to their absence. Billy has just raged and smashed something on the table.
I think Rosie would bounce up and be like, where the fuck did they go? What happened? Billy?
I fucking knew it.
Rosie's looking kind of panicked and specifically at Billy. Billy, what happened? What happened?
Fucking lied to us again. Like, I honestly thought, like, I looked, I saw that his desire to ally was genuine. Like, I've got a decent ability to read people, and whatever it was, he fucking lied to us again.
He's not a rat, he's a shark.
Okay, we agree. Never again, right, everyone? Never again. We don't trust them. Him, them, any of them. No. Right?
Coop's aware that people are talking around him, but he doesn't understand the words that are being said because he just got hit with so much confusion, rage, and confusion, rage, anger,
thumping in his ears.
Lots of confusion. And what is it? And then betrayal.
Let me ask you, Coop.
Pales. Hold on. Let me finish narrating real quick. None of it compares to the overwhelming sense of sadness and loss he feels radiating off of Oak, who just got betrayed and lost his sister again.
Oh, yeah.
I would like you to make a
fortitude save.
I want Coop to make a. What's your flight score?
Flight is a D10.
Roll me a flight check.
Okay.
As you're getting pummeled with all of these, this emotional feedback.
Super duper. That's a 7 plus a 1.
Okay.
So that's an 8.
There is another. In the midst of all of that, there is another emotion that you picked up on first. And it was coming from Algernon. As Blind Spot lifted the shroud, as it were, that was preventing all your powers, it was regret. In the sense that somebody is playing a card that they've decided it's better to make this play than to rely on the longer play. And you do pick up on genuine regret from Algernon. And then it's gone in the same instance that the Ascendants leave.
He signed his own death warrant.
A moment later, in the midst of all of your reactions, actually, I'm sorry, I did not allow unless there is no reaction. I didn't see any reactions from Emily or Oak.
Emily's looking at Oak.
Yeah.
Emily's looking at Oak for what might have been lost or taken or something. Like, trying to, like... Because I think she's not surprised by this.
Yeah.
This reeks of old Algernon.
This to Emily is just him trying to get out of the lab again. Yeah. So she's kind of over the emotions already and is just looking for, like, reasoning, I suppose.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
That's okay. Jake, I would like to... When she says I'm sorry and then she says I got it, I want Oak to be able to try to rack through his brain right now as to what would have been pulled from him.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a brains check.
Not as great, and that totally makes sense as to why. I only got 12 on brains check this time, but I.
Did you put your mic up or something? I can barely hear you.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I'm away from it right now. Okay.
He's
no,
solemn.
I think so. That's only a 12 on the die. So.
Bro, use some pops. Use a couple of pops. Make that
I'm gonna say
15 at least, dude.
A 12 isn't. You're not figuring out what it is.
Yeah,
also,
I do think in this moment I would want to use some pops though, because I don't want him to get away without me knowing.
I'll tell you, the DC is 15.
Do I need to? The DC is 15.
3 days.
Okay.
So you spend them and you know what she took, or you don't spend them and it's a mystery.
Do it, dude. Do it.
I will spend them to know. I want to know.
You're gonna spend the 3.
Hell yeah. Good choice.
Yeah, I want to know.
That's gonna put
The
us.
devil on your
at-
shoulders, like, use them. Use them all.
Oh. Okay. So.
Give me a second. I want to make sure I get you guys back where you're supposed to be.
Hey, while Jake gets us back where we're supposed to be, check us out on redbubble.com. At redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great logos, like the one Jeremy is wearing, the one I'm wearing, and so many others. You can get our logos on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, stickers, postcards, puzzles, and all kinds of other cool stuff. You can get our, let's see, there's almost always a deal on redbubble.com, especially if it's your first time shopping. So check us out today at redbubble.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
Get them while you can, because Jeremy's ain't available anymore.
Bruh. Let me tell you what. Also, I just ordered off of redbubble.com. 3 days ago, I ordered. My order is here. So, FYI. Pretty good turnaround time.
Leaps and bounds better than the other guy.
The other who
Which,
shall not be named.
interestingly, the other guys
Schmeestrain.
they've completely rebranded. They're owned and run by another company.
You don't have to rebrand if you're a good brand, like
Correct.
redbubble.com.
Jeremy, what shirt are you wearing? Are you wearing the DB shirt?
What are you wearing, J-Bone?
Yeah, I said
Yes.
That's why I said your name.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dawnbringers.
I did not know
Dawnbringer.
Actually, I think the
OG.
version you have may have been gone for even longer because that's the first
Yeah.
run before I fixed the art.
Yeah, it's the one that's actually like got solid tiers. It's not like the ombre.
Yeah, because they who shall not be named couldn't handle the.
We go through so many logos at redbubble.com, so make
Yes.
sure you get them while they last.
Okay. Now that we're back from commercial, thank you, Carrie.
I'm so sorry. You're welcome.
Oak. As you're racking your brain, I want you to tell me what you're searching for. What kind of absence are you looking for? And then I'll kind of steer you towards the revelation here.
Steve said, I got it. I want to know what could possibly be in my mind, in my powers, in something in my. There had to be some sort of, for Oak, there had to be some sort of contact made equals thing taken from me.
Yeah.
So in his eyes,
and I think
it's either power related or memory related or something. I want to pull whatever that thing was and know what that was, because whatever they took from me is now Algernon's death bullet.
So
like,
you said something. I think you said it in the side chat, and it fits for Oak because Oak's a comic kid. You as you're racking your brain and you're just really quick, just going, what is it? What is it? You got rogued.
What could he have? What could he?
You got rogued.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to the extent that when she said I got it, the it she got is she has all of your time manipulation power. You currently, Oak, are completely powerless. And as you realize that, you see a distortion in time on the center of the table. And in the air, a single piece of paper appears and flutters down to the table.
before I head to that piece of paper, because I intend to, I think you watch the equivalent of a 12-year-old having the level of anger that only like Scott Summers with his sunglasses, like with the visor off, screaming into the air. Yeah. Like that level of break the ground level rage is emanating from Oak, and I think that might be really, really harming Coop inadvertently, because there is this level of betrayal on betrayal on betrayal on betrayal that has just hit. It's like I didn't use his family to come after me.
Mm-hmm.
You used my family to come after me. You used the people that I lost. You used the people that I cared the most about. Outside of these people at the table, you brought my family into this. So now, not only am I taking out the Nexus, not only am I taking out Indawa, not only am I taking out everyone, I'm taking you out first. And then I'm making sure that everybody else gets taken.
To be fair,
So,
pretty sure that's why Jake made it a who the fuck is that NPC, because they're gonna die. We're gonna kill them so hard. So it couldn't have been one of the named characters like Refrigerator Terry. It had to be some fucking rando.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a rando. You've interacted with
it
Katie
wasn't a
McCauley.
rando. She is my best friend.
She was
We have
Rosie's best
interacted
friend
with
at
Katie
Paradise
McCauley.
Academy. She's
And
named
this
in
is
your
gonna be a
notes.
problem.
How many episodes was she in though? Tell me that.
Not very many.
One,
Maybe
two,
one.
3, maybe 1.
Mhm.
She played on the basketball team with me.
So
She was
I
a
get
guard
it.
and I was a guard.
She's your best friend, Rosie. Heard, but she's a no-name character.
But she
rando.
gonna die.
So what I
get
want-
used to that fact now.
What I want to know
wearing a red
She's
shirt.
not the final girl. She's not the final girl. That's all I'm saying.
There's gonna be a moment. I'm just saying it's gonna be hard for Rosie.
What I
but
wanna
you what?
know-
We gotta do what we gotta do.
is
Yeah.
who goes
Yeah.
for the paper, because there are people that are closer than you, Oak, to the table that would have seen the paper
Yeah.
as well.
I mean, if anybody
Who is
wants
closest to
to
the
grab
paper?
it before I get there.
I mean,
Who's
anybody
closest?
that's still at the
Yeah.
table.
I would probably Rosie instinctively snatches because she's like athleticism, like hand-eye coordination and such. What is it? What is it? And she like looks at it.
It is a handwritten note. It looks like it was written quickly by somebody who holds their pen entirely too tight. And some of you that look at it might recognize Anne's handwriting. Most notably because it also is signed Anne. But
Aha, a clue.
A clue. It's a clue.
But the note says simply, and this is what it says. Look, I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, but Algernon did what he thought he had to do. And then it doesn't say where it's signed Anne. It just says, brace yourselves. And all of you begin to feel very strange. And all of you rapidly increase in size.
Ooh. Blech. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And you find yourselves suddenly in a tangled heap in the planter boxes in the greenhouse aboard Jess's Revenge. As you have been pulled out of miniaturization.
Wow.
You all are in this big heap aboard the ship in the greenhouse. And you hear first of all, I need somebody. Where did it go? I'm looking in the wrong place. I need somebody to roll me a D20.
I got it. I haven't rolled at all. 9.
Roll again.
Oh, personality.
11. Oh, I'm gonna miss stoner fun guy.
You hear a voice that seems to come from every speaker in high fidelity stereophonic sound. Trying to use the right words from the 1980s. What you would find on the 50 watts per channel,
Hi-fi
baby cakes.
stereo surround, bro.
Anybody gets that reference, you get 100 made up internet points.
Whose line is it anyway?
No, it's a commercial for, I think, ABC Warehouse or something like that. 50 watts per channel, baby cakes. It's from the 80s. I'll find it and drop it in the...
80s reference. If you have that on your bingo card, go ahead and check it now.
You hear... Beginning final approach to the moon.
Christopher Lee?
I was gonna say.
You rolled ancient cosmic entity.
Oh my god! I was gonna say.
And then it says, "Will all temporary."
World Galactus?
It says, "Will all temporary phenomena please strap themselves in?"
Are we? Is that us? Oak, are we temporary phenomena? Oak, are we temporary phenomena?
And
I mean, I guess.
as you all begin to disentangle yourselves from the planter boxes and the multiple crushed plants, and Laz, you're a little distraught to find that your secret harvest you're sitting on.
Oh no!
It might be salvageable, but you've broken some stems there and crushed some plants.
Harvest early.
And as you begin to make your way out of the greenhouse, you see through one of the windows on the ship. Most of the view is filled by the approaching moon.
Whoa.
And as we end our session, all of you here.
Oh, fuck you, Jake the Game Master.
I'm going to keep you on your toes.
Oh my god, dude.
From Game Master Jake.
Yeah.
And that is where we're going to end our session.
Again.
Listen.
Ah!
Listen.
You bastard.
You bastard.
Honestly,
You're good for nothing.
after the reveal, betrayal, and we got it, we're out of here.
Man.
I thought I was going to do a quick scene, and we were going to end like 20 minutes ago, but
not gonna happen, bruh.
He don't know us very well, do he?
No,
Right?
no, we're gonna kill everybody. We're gonna kill them all. We're gonna kill them all.
so with that,
See, Jake, for me, we offered alliance,
Yep.
and
Damn right we did.
this is the thing. This is why Oak is angry.
Yeah.
I get it.
I wanna
12-year-old
know
Oak offered
I want to know this.
alliance.
Let's be clear.
Okay,
We're
12-year-old
all
Oak
angry.
offered alliance. Okay, but Oak offered alliance, then asked about Algernon's personal vendetta. Please
Mhm.
explain to me why you're angry. Couldn't
Giving
give
him
me
an
that.
excuse.
Then
Giving him a
flipped.
chance.
Then immediately flipped for ace in the hole when I gave you ace in the hole for us, because I told Algernon about Jake the Game Master unintentionally. Fair play. But in that, you then, it then went from, I'm trusting you, this table's trusting you, we're gonna form an alliance, to, hey, by the way, here's my ace in the hole, emotional damage. And of course, Oak's naive to that, like, because that's how he's been this entire time. So clearly, Algernon had that plan. He knew that was the way to get to Oak. So he did it. Oak fell for it. And then now, Oak is like, how do I put it? Oak has went from being Captain Kirk to now he is Spock, being like, I'm emotionally compromised. I can no longer captain the ship. I'm emotionally compromised. One of you has to now be captain.
We're gonna need another leader.
That
So,
hurts
like,
for him. And
Are we allying with Nexus now to take down Algernon?
No, everyone dies.
Absolutely not.
We are
Everyone dies.
We are
we're triangulating our hate right now.
We are the Deadpool in this. Like, we are the Deadpool in this scenario. Okay,
Fuck 'em all.
Deadpool kills the Marvel
universe. I don't understand your comic book references, people.
Fuck them all, Kamiko. That's what
Okay.
it means. Fuck them all.
I love that.
Everybody gets hit.
There were so
Everybody
many
gets
in
hit,
this
okay?
Yeah.
Because
I love
there
that.
were.
I love that Oak is so distraught without his powers. He's desynchronized, because I don't know for anybody else, but Chad's mouth is moving differently than the words are actually coming across on the stream.
it's totally fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You took my powers away. I can't control the timeline anymore. I can't. Doesn't work anymore.
To be utterly fair, this was literally like the final straw.
This is the red wedding before we.
There
Yeah.
is no trust.
Yeah. No.
Beyond the five of you,
Mm-hmm.
there is no
Outside of-
trust.
It's
Everyone dies.
it's over.
Yeah, we call that the bridge done burnt.
This is ESH. Everybody sucks here.
Yeah.
I'm going
Classic
to put
Reddit.
I'm going to put two names out there that are meant to be descriptors of Algernon. I actually used them today with Craig to explain, neither show of which Craig has seen, but Baltar and Benjamin Linus.
I don't know if any of those are.
Benjamin Linus is from Lost. Baltar is from Battlestar Galactica, specifically the newer one in the early 2000s. Those have always been a model for Algernon. At any rate, I can't help but notice, even as Chad, you were trying to explain sort of the post-game feelings of Oak and the situation, rather than point fingers at Algernon, you were saying you did this and you did that.
This is your fault, Jake,
Oh,
and I
listen,
I as
Can
Ted,
the
I'm
game
actually
master's
angry.
getting it
So
too.
can I
like,
remind you,
Everybody gets it.
I remind you all what I've said before at the beginning of this season,
Yes.
and I actually said it, I think, last season too.
Yes.
Do you trust me? To which you all said yes. And from the
Of
time we
course.
start streaming until the time we stop streaming, we're playing the game.
Indeed.
I would expect
Think the
nothing
game
less,
master is a
but
menace.
understand. Chad, personally, Chad is not upset about this, but you have created a monster in Oak, and now Oak will come for revenge. Like, it is happening.
As usual,
Like, I
most of this
didn't
went
want
over
that
Rosie's
arc
head
for-
and carries along for the ride.
I never wanted like Dark Side of the Oak. I never wanted Dark Side of the Oak Tree to happen, but like Dark Side of the Oak Tree is now a thing. He is going into that pathway, and danger, Will Robinson. It's coming.
Yeah, I will preface this by, I love and respect you, Jake, but at the same time, this session has filled me personally with rage, and Billy is irrevocably changed, and I don't think he will be able to survive normal society after all of this plot is over.
Yeah, this is basically what ended up tempering all of our characters, I'm sure.
I mean,
like it's like we had a little bit left we had a little bit of trust left. Because these were our schoolmates and stuff like that. And then, and now it's just, we're just done. We're like, nope, I'm with Billy. Everybody dies.
Everybody, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
It is the final season.
Yes. Yes.
And
time. It is
some, not all, but some of you, your characters, are very predictable. And you make it almost too easy. The one I'm talking about appears to have vanished. I don't know if he's actually gone or his camera's just made him turn invisible. But with that...
He's gonna appear tiny. Oh, there, Jesus!
There he is. With that, I want to say...
I went.
I want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in tonight. We always appreciate it. Thank you for people that stopped by or hanging out in the chat. I don't know what was going on in chat other than I said hi to
Very
somebody
active.
early on. But always appreciate people hanging out and watching our shows with us. And if you're somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the background, or maybe you're watching later on the VODs, know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy this game as much as we do. I want to say a huge thank you and a little bit of I'm sorry to my friends sitting around the table with me. I love you guys. Thank you, Chad, Tamiko, Carrie, Ted, Jeremy, and Em, without whom this would just be me scheming by myself for a couple hours.
Lying to yourself?
Craig?
With that, yeah, with Craig. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want, even if you don't want to.
Did you bang him?